Everybody has cheated at some point in their life. Sometimes cheating can have minor consequences, but at other times, serious consequences that can lead to a lifetime of regret. In the world of sports, the worst thing a player can do is cheat, as it leads to fines, suspensions, and other serious consequences. When athletes are caught cheating, there can be minor consequences, but at times, it can be career-ending. Today we are going to go over some athletes who were caught cheating. Some of these cases have really interesting twists, so make sure to watch until number 1. Lance Armstrong. Here is another victim of bad luck. He won the Tour de France 7 times, but he got caught in suspicion of possible doping. In 2012, a United States anti-doping agency, USAADA, investigation concluded that Armstrong had used performance-enhancing drugs over the course of his career, and named him as the ringleader of the most sophisticated, professionalized, and successful doping program the sport had ever seen. Although he never failed a drug test, it was revealed during the investigations that he was part of a cover-up. This led to him losing the sponsorship of Nike and Anheuser-Busch. Brian Cushing. He played college football at USC and was drafted by the Houston Texans in the first round of the 2009 NFL Draft. He played for the Texans from 2009 to 2017 and became the team's all-time leading tackler. While at USC, Brian Cushing excelled despite a poor body figure. Then suddenly, in 2009, with the Houston Texans, Cushing was noticeably more built, stronger, and faster. Cushing won the Rookie of the Year award after testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs. He was suspended for the first 4 games of the 2010 season, but some were outraged before the NFL took away the award. However, he basically won the award while the league knew he had cheated. The justice system in the NFL has been exposed, but no one seems to notice. He's currently an assistant strength and conditioning coach for the Houston Texans of the National Football League, Mike Tomlin. This is a pretty comical situation to start the video. The Pittsburgh Steelers were a renowned team with players perfectly displaying great physical strength. They've seen a lot of success with coaches over the past few decades, including the hiring of Mike Tomlin that netted them a Super Bowl victory. In a regular season game against the Ravens, late in 2013 regular season though, Tomlin stepped out of line. Actually, Tomlin stepped onto the field to disrupt kick returner Jacoby Jones, who looked like he was headed for the end zone. Tomlin claimed it was a mistake at first, but was fined $100,000, and the team almost had to give up a draft pick, Anderson Silva. He was an unbeatable strong fighter of his time, truly untouchable. His UFC middleweight champion's 10 straight title defenses speak for itself. He was widely considered as one of the greatest fighters of all time. On February 11, 2015, it was reported that Silva tested positive for an additional unknown illegal substance in a separate test that was related to UFC 183. On February 17, 2015, NSAC Executive Director Bob Bennett confirmed to ESPN.com that Silva failed his post-fight urine test and that Silva had tested positive for the steroid dress down alone, the same banned substance he tested positive for during an out-of-competition test taken on the 19th of January 2015. Silva also tested positive for the anti-anxiety medication of Zaxapan and Temazepam, which is used to treat sleep deprivation. This destroyed everything he had worked for. Not learning from his mistakes, he was again tested positive for steroids. Silva tried to blame the failed drug tests on a sexual enhancement drug a friend gave him, but the Nevada State Athletic Commission didn't want to hear any of it. Shane Warne. He's an Australian cricket commentator and former international cricketer. He also captained the Australian cricket team in one-day internationals. He's widely regarded as one of the greatest bowlers in the history of the game and has been cited as one of the greatest cricketers of all time. On the eve of their 2003 game, a day before the start of the World Cup and before the match against Pakistan, the Australian board called a press conference and announced that Shane Warne had advised them that he had failed a routine drug test, having used a banned diuretic, and would be returning home immediately. Warne tested positive for Motor-Etic, a prescription drug widely used in treatment of hypertension, high blood pressure, and fluid retention, but one that can act as a masking agent for steroids. by diluting traces of the substance in urine. He had already announced his retirement after the 2003 World Cup. Later, he went on to play charity matches. Marion Jones. She's a former world champion, being a track and field athlete. She was the star of the 2000 Olympics, having won 5 gold medals until she got caught in a substance abuse scandal. She was caught having used banned steroids to boost her performance. She was titled as the fastest mom ever, but she wasn't fast enough to escape the charges against her. She pleaded guilty to using steroids and had to give all her medals away. She faced 6 months in prison as well, and later announced her retirement. Jones now stays busy on the speaking circuit, where she warns against the dangers of making costly mistakes. Shoaib Akhtar. Back in 2006, Shoaib Akhtar was caught in a scandal having used illegal substances for his recovery and getting an energy boost for the performance during the Match of Champion trophy back in 2006. Apparently, he tested positive for the steroid Nandro, which was banned long ago. Shoaib is known for his aggressive bowling style. The steroid Nandro is used to aid recovery from injury, increased muscle size, strength and power, and increase aggression. A 3-man tribunal was formed by the Pakistan Cricket Board. He was accused of testing positive, but it wasn't sure that whether he took it inadvertently or intentionally. Having been found guilty in the trial later, he faced a 5-year ban. Rosie Ruiz. To all the observers present at the finish line, she looked like the fittest player to run the Boston Marathon, and she won the marathon with a record time of 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 56 seconds. Her time would have been the fastest female time in Boston Marathon history, as well as the 3rd fastest female time ever recorded in any marathon. When she was crowned, she was barely panting or breathing at all. Her hair was even perfectly styled. This raised suspicions later on. Folks noticed that Ruiz could not recall many things that most runners know by heart, such as intervals and splits. She later released stress test results, showing her resting heart rate as 76. Most female marathons have a resting heart rate in the 50s or lower. The investigation started against her, and it was revealed that she took the subway to reach the ending earlier. She was eventually disqualified from the title. Maria Sharapova. Maria Sharapova was caught having used meldonium at the Australian Open. Meldonium is a drug which is prescribed to regulate the body's metabolism by protecting heart tissue. It's also very helpful in boosting the strength of athletes with an increase in their endurance performance. It also provides improved rehabilitation after exercise, protection against stress, and enhanced activations of central nervous system functions. Surprisingly, the World Anti-Doping Agency came across the drug just a few years ago, and it was banned in January of 2016. She faced a 2-year ban, although she said that she was using it only for medicinal purposes. The manner of its use on match days and when undertaking intensive training was only taken as her intention to boost her energy levels. However, she continued to fight, but damage to her reputation could not be undone. The Chinese gymnastic team. Underhanded tactics have always been a part of Olympic Games. Some athletes are caught up in doping causes. Some become the victim of other fraudulent tactics. In this way, they had to give up their gold medals. Cheating is nothing new with the Olympic Games. This occurred with the Chinese gymnastics team. The picture appears to be one of the contestants. At the 2000 Olympics, the Chinese team was forced to return their medals after one of them was found to have falsified her age. Suspicions of age faking have dogged sports for a number of years. In China, where government funding invariably follows success, and city and provincial level tournaments. Thanks for watching! Know about any other such cases? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you want to watch more crazy and interesting videos, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!